Imagine this: a person is sitting in their living room, reading a book, completely relaxed and absorbed in the story. Suddenly, without any warning, they burst into flames. There's no fire in the room, no lightning strike, no logical explanation for this sudden ignition. This might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's a real phenomenon that has puzzled scientists for centuries, leaving them scratching their heads. It's called spontaneous human combustion, or SHC for short, a term that has intrigued and baffled researchers. SHC is a mystery that seems to defy the laws of science, challenging our understanding of how the human body works. How can a human body, made mostly of water, suddenly ignite and burn so fiercely, almost as if it were made of dry tinder? It's a question that has sparked countless debates and theories, ranging from the scientific to the supernatural, each trying to make sense of this enigma. While we know that the human body is flammable, it typically requires a significant external heat source to burn, such as an open flame or intense heat. Spontaneous human combustion, as the name suggests, implies that the fire originates from within, a concept that challenges our understanding of physics and biology, leaving us with more questions than answers. Spontaneous human combustion, often abbreviated as SHC, is a term used to describe cases where a person seemingly catches fire without any external source of ignition. This phenomenon has puzzled scientists and investigators for decades. The fire is often described as incredibly intense and fast-burning, with the body almost completely reduced to ashes in a matter of moments. This rapid combustion is unlike any typical fire scenario. Strangely, the surrounding furniture and objects usually suffer minimal damage, sometimes showing only light scorching. This selective burning adds to the mystery, as one would expect a fire of such intensity to cause more widespread damage. What makes SHC so baffling is that the human body is not easily flammable. The scientific community remains divided on how such an event could occur. The human body is made up largely of water, which is not flammable at all. This high water content should, in theory, prevent such spontaneous combustion. While fat and bone can burn, they require a sustained high temperature to ignite and maintain combustion. This makes the rapid and intense nature of SHC even more perplexing. The intensity of the fire in alleged SHC cases, often localized to the body itself, is difficult to explain through conventional means. The fire seems to defy the usual rules of combustion. The lack of a clear ignition source in reported cases of SHC is one of the main reasons why it's considered such a mystery. Without an obvious cause, the phenomenon continues to baffle experts and fuel speculation. Scientists have been trying to explain SHC for centuries, and while there are several theories, none of them fully explain all the strange aspects of this phenomenon. One of the most popular scientific theories is the wick effect. This theory suggests that the human body can act like a candle wick, with clothing acting as the wick and body fat as the fuel. This theory proposes that an external source like a cigarette might ignite the clothing, and the melted body fat would then soak into the clothing, sustaining a slow, smoldering fire for an extended period. However, critics argue that this explanation, while plausible in some cases, fails to account for the speed and intensity of the burn often reported in SHC incidents. Over the centuries, there have been numerous reports of SHC, each more bizarre than the last. One of the most famous cases is that of Mary Reeser, a 67-year-old woman from St. Petersburg, Florida. In 1951, Mrs. Reeser was found almost entirely burned to ashes in her apartment, with only her left foot and a portion of her spine remaining. Her case became a sensation, with some pointing to SHC as the cause. The intense heat required to reduce a human body to such a state, coupled with the limited damage to the surrounding room, fueled speculation of a phenomenon beyond our understanding. However, investigators later determined that Mrs. Reeser had likely fallen asleep while smoking and her clothing had caught fire. Section 5. Could it be the wick effect? While the wick effect theory might explain some cases like that of Mary Reeser, it doesn't explain all of them. The theory suggests that a human body can act like an inside-out candle, with the clothing serving as the wick and the body fat as the fuel. Some reports describe victims bursting into flames without any apparent external ignition source, which adds to the mystery and complexity of these incidents. The intensity of the fire often seems too great to be explained by the slow-burning wick effect alone, raising more questions than answers. Consider the case of Robert Francis Bailey, a 67-year-old alcoholic who, in 1967, was found burning in his London apartment. His case is particularly perplexing. Despite being found fully engulfed in flames, Bailey's only injuries were to his torso and arms, which is highly unusual. His lower body remained strangely unscathed, adding another layer of mystery to the case. The localized nature of the burns and the lack of an obvious external ignition source in cases like Bailey's cast significant doubt on the wick effect theory as the sole explanation. These anomalies continue to baffle investigators and scientists alike. Section 6. Other theories. From static electricity to the supernatural. Besides the wick effect, there are other theories that attempt to explain SHC. Some scientists believe that a buildup of static electricity within the body could potentially ignite internal methane gas, leading to a sudden burst of flames. Others propose that unknown biochemical reactions within the body might be responsible. Could a sudden surge in a particular enzyme or hormone create a chemical reaction that generates enough heat to trigger combustion? Then there are the paranormal explanations. Some people believe that SHC is caused by psychic powers, divine intervention, or even alien forces. However, these theories lack scientific evidence and are often disregarded by the scientific community. Section 7. The unsolved mystery. Despite centuries of investigation and numerous theories, spontaneous human combustion remains a fascinating mystery. While the wick effect and other scientific explanations can account for some cases, there are still many unexplained aspects. The lack of a consistent pattern, the often localized nature of the burns, and the absence of a clear ignition source in some cases continue to puzzle researchers. Could there be a yet undiscovered aspect of human physiology or a rare combination of environmental factors that triggers this phenomenon? Section 8. What will we discover next? Spontaneous human combustion is a stark reminder of how much we still don't know about the world around us. It challenges our understanding of physics, biology, and the very nature of fire itself. While science continues to search for answers, SHC remains a perplexing puzzle, a testament to the mysteries that still exist within the realm of scientific inquiry. Will we ever fully understand the forces at play behind spontaneous human combustion? Only time and further investigation will tell. Stay tuned for more intriguing mysteries. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an update.